The Galactic Council's xenobiology experts had been unanimous. Kepler 442b was a death sentence for any carbon-based lifeform. The planet's surface radiation would cook organic tissue in minutes, its gravity would crush bones designed for standard worlds, and the atmospheric pressure would liquefy blood. When the human survey ship Persistence reported engine failure in the planet's orbit, the Council wrote off the crew as casualties. Commander Elena Rodriguez had other ideas. Hull breach in 30 seconds. Her navigator announced as their ship plummeted through the toxic atmosphere. The crew of 12 strapped themselves in, knowing the emergency pods wouldn't survive the descent. Elena's jaw set with the same determination that had carried humanity from caves to stars. The impact shattered the Persistence like glass against granite. Elena awoke to find herself the sole survivor, her suit's emergency systems barely functional. Through her cracked visor, she saw a hellscape of crystalline storms and rivers of liquid metal under a sun that burned 3 times brighter than Earth's. The suit's computer gave her 6 hours of life support. The nearest Council rescue point was 8 days away on foot. Where other species saw impossibility, Elena saw a problem to solve. Humans hadn't conquered Earth by accepting limitations. They'd done it by being too stubborn to die. She salvaged what she could from the wreckage, jury-rigging a radiation shield from the ship's hull plating. When her suit's cooling system failed, she didn't panic. Instead, she remembered her grandmother's stories of Death Valley ultramarathons. The human body could adapt to extremes that would kill most species instantly. Elena began walking. On the second day, her water recycler broke. The planet's toxic rain would dissolve most materials, but Elena noticed certain rocks remained untouched. She spent hours grinding them into a filter, creating a primitive purification system that no xenobiologist would have believed possible. Humans had always been toolmakers, problem solvers, survivors. The gravity that should have crushed her bones instead made her stronger. Human musculature, evolved from tree-dwelling primates who became Persistence hunters, adapted with shocking speed. Where zealothy or cron physiology would have collapsed, Elena's body responded like it had been training for this her entire life. By day 4, she'd learned to read the planet's weather patterns, finding shelter in crystal caves during the worst radiation storms. She discovered that certain metallic fungi were edible after treatment with the acidic rain, something that would have poisoned any other known species but merely gave humans mild indigestion. The Council's rescue team arrived at the designated coordinates on day 8, fully expecting to retrieve bodies for study. Instead, they found Elena Rodriguez sitting on a makeshift chair she'd carved from volcanic rock, using her suit's damaged heating element to cook what appeared to be local fauna. "You're late," she said, standing up with ease despite the crushing gravity. "I was starting to think I'd have to walk to the next star system." The rescue team's zealothy commander nearly fainted. His species' top scientists had run countless simulations proving survival on Kepler 442b was mathematically impossible. Yet here stood a human, not just alive but thriving, having gained muscle mass and developed a tan from radiation that should have been lethal. The incident report sent shockwaves through the Galactic Council. They'd classified hundreds of worlds as uninhabitable based on models that suddenly seemed flawed. The human ambassador's response was typically human. "You forgot to factor in spite." Within a year, human colonists had established the first permanent settlement on Kepler 442b. Where others saw death, humans saw opportunity. Where others calculated impossibility, humans calculated challenge accepted. The Council's xenobiologists revised their models, adding a new variable they called the human factor, the inexplicable ability of humanity to survive through sheer unwillingness to accept defeat. Some species evolved camouflage, others developed telepathy. Humans evolved the capacity to look death in the eye and say, "Is that all you've got?" Elena Rodriguez became a legend, but she brushed off the fame with characteristic human humility. "I just went for a walk," she'd say. "It happened to be on a planet that wanted me dead. But then again, so did Earth for most of human history." The galaxy learned an important lesson. Never tell humans they can't survive somewhere. They'll take it as a challenge.